My name is Francisco. I was born in Mexico, but I grew up in the US. Well, I work for a pharmaceutical company. It is a French company. I take care of the supply chain. So I make sure that all the medicines that come from anywhere will get all the way to the patients. Well, things move very fast here. So I think that the pace of the work, the pace of things that are happening is very different. You get used to the status quo of where you live, and then you come here and things are just exciting, very vibrant. I mean, it's just, again, a very exciting opportunity of seeing something different. The food was also, it's not a big shock, but it was important to learn so much about it. I learned to appreciate it. One thing that I do like, not necessarily, again, a shock, but I do like about the Chinese way of having dinner is that you share. And this is more of a community, and Chinese like to share food. They can, if you go to the hot pot or something, then you have the opportunity of having a laugh, having a conversation while you are eating. And there's so much protocol about it. Where you need to sit, where the host sits, who sits around you, how you make a toast. Of course, now I know that if I sit somewhere, then maybe everybody will be looking at me to start eating. So I need to start eating something, and then everybody will start. So those I've never experienced, so it has been a fascinating opportunity to learn them. Learn some of the specific phrases that you need to address. For example, when you're doing a toast, or how do you introduce yourself. I think that those have been very, very important. Especially on the business side, I mean, you don't want to come across as very casual, and then if you're dealing with an important government official, I mean, you need to address them in a certain way. So that has been very beneficial on the tips and the coaching received here. It's just to open your cultural competence and say, okay, now at least I tried. I can decide to like it or not like it. Getting involved with the community. That has helped me with understanding how things work. I like joining, at least from my company, some cultural activities or some helping the community. So going and helping patients of a particular kind, that has helped me understand that part. So to learn more about how it works here. You need to have WeChat and Alipay. So otherwise, then you cannot move freely, and then you do your normal life. I think that's one. People are very friendly, even if you know a little bit of the language or not know. Chinese people are very friendly, so you don't need to be scared about it. It's not something that should stop anybody from either coming to work or you're just visiting as a tourist. I have lived through the COVID pandemic here in Shanghai. So being locked down for a long period of time at home, perhaps that's not the funny part. But the good thing is that it pushed me to use some of my even basic Chinese language to connect with my neighbors, which I had not met for the first years. So it created a community. It created an opportunity of exchanging either via chat or in person for the very few moments that we were allowed to go down to take our COVID test, to exchange something, and then to connect with them. Hey, I have coffee. Oh, I have vegetables. Do you want to exchange? So we will press the elevator, send them to the other floor. The other floor will send you some stuff. So it was something like magical, that then all of a sudden, not knowing anybody in my building, then all of a sudden you know everybody else, and then you start connecting with them. You will then practice some of the Chinese that I have learned here at school, because of course being close in my apartment, I mean, I will not speak with anybody else except via the computer. So being able to do that and be pushed to do that, and then you rely on yourself. My goal is to get even more involved with the community through the language, through learning more about the traditions and the cultures, and enjoying them as well. Again, I did some research on just at least how to say hello and how to ask for some things when I came here, my first weeks. But no, really the biggest help has been really joining Silk Mandarin and then kind of learning through the process. So I joined Silk Mandarin, and I've been assigned to, of course, different teachers, which have been excellent with that, because then you get to see a different, same professional style in terms of teaching, but then you get to listen to different people. So that's why I chose Silk Mandarin has been my school for Chinese language. The methodology, I think, is very good. I mean, everything from the slow motion to, I mean, the way the teachers will try to get you into not being scared about the language, and then really to coach you into moving along and then learning more characters, learning more phrases, more structures. But at the end, there is a continuum about it. But what I liked also the most is that there is like a learning community. So I think Silk Mandarin also helps with that. It's not about just coming just come to class and that's it. No, there's other activities that help, both the cultural events. They help a lot, because then it promotes you to speak, but then also you enjoy being in a community, which of course then helps you feel more comfortable where we are here in China. About learning the characters. At least for me, that has been one of my personal challenges. Knowing how something is said as a phrase, of course, that sometimes you can just learn by listening. But I like the history of the characters. I love what is behind them, and I love what is to kind of decipher if this particular character has a radical that it speaks about I don't know, a metal or money, or this one speaks about water. The teachers here are very well prepared, so they can also help you with that. So when you see that character again, then perhaps even just by figuring out, you will know more about it, and then you can almost like decipher what is the sentence, even if you don't know the 20,000 characters that maybe exist in Chinese. At least you will have some understanding of it. Joining Silk Mandarin as your option for learning Chinese, not only the flexibility of the programs, the professionalism of the teachers and the staff, and also the creation of these learning community, which again, it goes beyond just the regular classes. There are so many other activities that the school promotes that gives you the opportunity of practicing, gives you the opportunity of speaking, or even just listening to it. So I think that by itself is one of the benefits of joining Silk Mandarin as your school.